Buckle up and get ready for a roller coaster ride of some tasteless humor, lots of heart, and radical truth with two scrappy chicks. Because adulting is hard, but we are thinking that laughing about it is just so much easier. Hey, welcome back to our generation, the Jenners X, right? We're Gen X, right?
We are.
Okay. Just making sure. Going to play a little something, and hopefully I don't get in trouble for it. So one moment.
We're still
Okay.
here. We're just waiting for
Yes.
Ginger to get her act together over there.
Yeah. Wait,
She
did
wants
you
to do something nice, so let's all be patient.
wait, you didn't hear that?
No, I didn't hear anything.
Are you kidding me?
It's probably because you've got that background noise thing.
No, but I wasn't saying anything. And
All I heard was silence.
oh, darn it. Okay.
Oh well.
Well, well, let's see. Um all right. Well, sorry about that moment of silence. I was trying to play a song by Rob Bass. So Rob Bass passed away, and it's hitting us Gen X like, oh my God, because his song, It Takes Two and Joy and Pain, and yeah, he was a rapper. Might have not have been everyone's cup of tea, but I do have that music on my playlists in my Amazon playlist. And it's kind of funny, as speaking of playlist, I don't have a lot of new stuff. It's mainly some 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and the 2000. Maybe the only new stuff I have is the country singers that I like. So, yeah, I probably look really weird driving and listening to stuff that probably kids today didn't even hear of. Um, and back when you could understand when they were singing, right?
Hmm.
So yeah, for some reason it didn't work on here, but I tested it on uh whatchamacallit, Audacity, and it worked, but not here. So oh well, so sorry for the silence. Well, the silence was Rob Bass, rest in peace. And then we want to do a chame chame chame. Go ahead.
Oh, Jess. This is
Hello.
something that I
Wake up.
think we've all been. Hello.
Yeah, wake up.
Hello. Oh,
Hello?
Jess, I was reading. Can you tell?
Yeah, hello?
Can you not hear?
I can hear you.
Okay. Why are you saying hello if you hear me?
Oh, because you're saying hello. Can you ask, can we hear you? You say goodbye and I say
I
hello.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
I don't know why you say goodbye. I say hello. All right.
Yes. We were just talking about this last week, and I've been seeing this more and more, and I think you have too. I think everybody's been kind of more aware now than ever about the degradation of the family and people daring to call it, healing and being a cycle breaker or a generational, cycle breaker or whatever. And I don't know about you, but I know I'm a generational cycle breaker. And what's funny to me is that there are these youngins out there saying that they're breaking the generational, um, you know, habits or whatever you want to call it. And it's like they're repeating it, they're upholding it because you're doing the very toxic and abusive things to people that are closest to you, that love you the most, that are there for you when things are the hardest, roughest, toughest. And I think because people are just such a snowflake these days, you cannot say a word that's contrary. Heaven forbid you disagree with them and it's considered in a personal, as a personal attack. And you and I have had the same kind of experience when it came to our siblings. Now, I only have one. There are others floating around there that I haven't really met. But with the sister that I did grow up with, I know that she was very jealous and envious of me. And what we were also going to talk about is very true. And when I heard about this, I thought, oh my gosh, that makes so much sense. Is that when my parents had me and when your parents had you, they were very different people than when they first got married and first started having children. And yet the kids in the home are always saying things like, well, you're the favorite and you get special treatment and oh, mom and dad love you more and you're spending more time or you're getting more things, or and then they're blaming the parents for trying to pick a favorite. Well, I know that you know this as a parent, all your kids are different. They all have different personalities. They all have different needs, and I think as a parent you want to meet your child where they're at and support them and love them where they're at. And there are children that want to be closer to you, and then there are children that don't want to or need to, right? And then that can be looked upon as, well, you're being more loving or caring or supportive. Or I think as a parent, especially in this current climate with the culture, is that you really can't win because you're either too involved or you're not involved enough. And it doesn't matter what you say or what you do, the very thing that they're afraid that you're going to do with them, which is judge and criticize, they're doing to you. So it's like, okay, explain it to me, Lucy, how this is so transformative, how this is so healing, and how this is breaking, generational cycles. Tell me. I'm so curious. I would love to hear from somebody on both sides, because I am obviously a parent and a grandparent, and I know you and I have also said, as sad as it was to see these relationships fall away, due to no fault of our own, by the way, it's also like I'm not interested in participating in the drama and the toxicity. You know what I mean? When we have given, and we do give a lot to help people that we care about and love, we do our best to help them. But yet, when we are in need of support or guidance or help in any way, where's our guidance and love and support from those people? It's a genuine question. And
Where is the love?
right, we should just get a playlist, because there are so many songs that address, right, all these emotional things that people go through, and rightly so, because people write and sing about what they know or what they experience. And I just think it's the degradation of the family. And I'm not saying that, over time things do change. Obviously, structures change, people change, society changes. And I think that the entitlement to be treated one way, and yet you turn around and treat people the exact way that you're not wanting to be treated, is deeply, deeply toxic and hypocritical. And as with any relationship, and again, you and I have had conversations about this too, is if anybody has an issue with you, they should be able to come to you and be like, gosh, you said this thing, and there was someone that said something to you, right? And you said, oh my gosh, okay, I'm going to try and be a little more delicate or careful with how I present things to people when I'm having a conversation with them, because you don't want to come across as, or have them interpret you as being critical, right? Or judgmental. That when you really offer help to somebody, that's truly what you're trying to offer them, is your help, your guidance, your support. And we all want to be heard and understood and seen. And what that means for you and I is very different for somebody else. And I can respect that. I can get behind that. On the same token, if you're going to, talk behind someone's back with the other siblings or other people in the family, and then talk badly about this person, you truly have not sat down with that person to try and communicate your feelings or what the differences are and for a way for you to come together, then you don't want to, right? And that's fine too. That's your choice. Then when that person, parent, relative, they walk away and then they're living their best life, don't feel sad or angry that they're doing that. They're respecting you and your peace. Now you have to respect theirs, because I have also read a lot of parents that have said, and grandparents that have said, it's been years and years, and all of a sudden they come around like nothing's happened, like we're just going to pick up where we left off. But you want to pick up where we left off, but you said that I was a horrible parent or a horrible person, and all of a sudden it's okay. Can we have a conversation about that? We just have to accept you blindly. I don't know. What do you think?
Can I sing a song?
Yes,
Ah, 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 ah. I
I
know
know
this
this.
much is true. This is the singing podcast
Yes,
episode,
yes.
the one where Ginger sings songs when,
I feel
you know,
coming on.
certain topics come up. Um, yeah, I'm done doing the questioning, what did I do? What did I do? I'm the last born. Did I get more of mom and dad's time? Yes, but that was because of birth order. And I'm sorry, but it takes two to, make a child, and they chose to still, have Nook Nook. And I came about, and I'm sorry, there's a big gap, and I'm sorry if I took away from your time with them. I mean, it probably wasn't till high school where I got more time with them because I was the last one in the house. So, yeah, so I'm done asking what did I do? What did I do? Because it really gets exhausting when you have shown up for your niece and nephews graduations, and whatnot, and you don't ask much. And when you tr like the last thing I tried to plan was Ashley's 16th birthday party, and I thought I had them all on, um, like set for a date. And then I give them the date, and then this one, oh, I'm going camping. Oh, we have this. Oh, we have that. And I was just like, I give up. And when my daughter got married in 2015, my mom had passed a week prior. I didn't bother, even though I was invited to my niece's wedding. I didn't bother inviting my brother and sister-in-law because figured they had an excuse, you know? And in fact, none of my siblings came to her wedding. Cousins did. So shout out to the cousins who've been more family. And um during COVID, I was invited to my nephew's wedding, and I was like, I'm not going. One, COVID. Two, I'm not driving. Three, I'm not getting on a plane during COVID. And four, at the time, uh, T wasn't sober. And I was like, I'm not doing this. And I don't know for sure, but I don't think my brother went either. I think it was just one sister. But she lives there. So, um, so I do not hear from the sister, and it sucks that I hear third party wise that she's gonna be a grandma, but then again, that's fine. I didn't let her know personally that I was a grandma. In fact, I didn't tell any of them until Eli was probably over a year old. And it's just the weirdest thing. And the one sister I do talk to frequently in Arizona, and um ironically, she got I guess we're both the black sheep. So we're a family of our own. And the rest, don't have anything to do with us. And You know what? Whatever. Life's too short. I mean, I know it's family, but like you said, the chosen family. That's the route I'm going. And um I had well, I was going to say this at the end, but I guess I'll say this now. I had found out that my nephew's wife was dying of cancer, and I was like stunned because I didn't know. She's on my Facebook, but nothing was said. And I told my sister, well, let me know when, there's an update. And well, I had to find out on Facebook myself that she passed last week, or I should say probably yeah, last week, because today's Monday. And I was just like, should I text her and go, yeah, thanks for letting me know? And I'm just like, no. And if she does finally text me, I'll be like, yeah. I was gonna say, yeah, I know, and you're just telling me now, or I just don't. And even before the estrangement, I was the one always reaching out, calling them, checking on them. Hey, how you doing? Do you think any of them checked on me? Knowing what I went through with my divorce and the abuse in that, do you think any of them checked on me? No. I just got from one sister who's never dealt with any of this saying, "Oh, make sure the kids know that they aren't they didn't cause the divorce." And I was just like, "Are you kidding me?" They know, they lived it, they know what happened, and I was just like, whatever. And this is the same one that tells me, "Oh, make good decisions." Yeah, because I'm not perfect like you. So, um, the reason why this kind of came up is um I'm watching Real Housewives of Rhode Island, and one of the girls on the show and her sister had issues with their mom growing up, like being sent away and stuff, and they confronted her. And it sounds like they're gonna have a better relationship. And the sister acknowledged, hey, you're doing a great job that you broke the cycle with your kids and you're being the mom that they deserve, that you should have had. So yeah, you can break the cycle. Um, I thought our cycle was broken after, both my parents had that, and now here it is. But at least I know my two won't ever do that. So I am content with that. What do you think?
I agree.
Okay, I know that issue. I mean, I'm really envious of people who have siblings and they all celebrate each other, birthdays and that, and and they're close in that. And I was just like, I asked myself, could I never, why could I never have that? You know?
Well, and that's interesting because for me, um, with the kids and everything, I told you all the fun that, I mean, I made it sure that we had fun. We did fun things together. Now, didn't have a whole lot of money because I was the only one working and not getting child support from the loser. And every Friday was pizza and movie night. And I made sure we got, back in the day when Dominick's was still a huge thing, they'd have $5 pizza. So I'd get pizza. I'd go to either Hollywood Video or Blockbuster and get some movies for the weekend. We used to watch, Survivor together and Fear Factor in Smallville. And we had so much fun, and I just felt like we were so close at the time. And it's like, well, what happened? Like, why are you all so angry and bitter now? And my son said to me, he didn't even realize that we were poor until he was like 10 or 11 years old.
Mm.
And he said, he thanked me when he was in boot camp for being the mom that I was, that he would not have been able to accomplish the things that he had if it hadn't been for me and for my support and my guidance. And then my second oldest child, she said to me too, thank you for being such a great mom. I really appreciate you. And even my oldest had apologized. I'm so sorry that I had been difficult with you. This is early on. And, I really love you and, et cetera, et cetera. And it's like as soon as they got involved with, and you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about, involved with toxic people, a toxic partner, because that toxic partner can't handle the fact that they had a good relationship with you. In my case, it was me. My kids had an awesome relationship with me. That now all of a sudden, they become very threatened by that closeness of another family member. And that's okay. That's your choice. You want to, be involved in that. With every piece of me, my heart, my soul, every fiber of my being, I got away from toxicity and I won't participate in that. I don't care who it is, even if it is a child. I'm not going to do it. If you choose to live in that, then that's on you. You have to live it. I can't live your life for you. I would have hoped that seeing me go through what I went through as a single parent and going through all the violence and the homelessness and the poverty and how I was struggling by myself because I didn't have family. So I was doing the exact opposite, where I was going to make sure that my kids knew I was there for them, that I loved them and supported them regardless. And I was there for them. And I don't know if I ever talked about this, I'm sure I have, and I'll keep talking about it. I was the only one that went to my son's graduation in California for his boot camp. Me. Not the bio dad, who had absolutely no reason not to go. I traveled by myself, and I told you how I feel about traveling alone, especially on a plane. But I did that for my son because I was going to be damned if there wasn't going to be someone there for my son, that he was going to be there alone. No way.
Mm-hmm.
I sacrificed everything to make sure that I was there for him. But again, that's very threatening to someone who's never had that, right? If they've got a relationship with their family that they were never seen, heard, supported, and they see someone else have that with their mother, oh no. See, they can't have that because they want to, unfortunately, control and dominate the narrative in the situation, and for them to make you feel like your parent is just a big loser as your parents are. They'll stop at no length, apparently. But again, I don't have to live that, right? You and I have made such different choices ever since we left those abusive relationships. And for me, I'm going to stay single forever because for me, my personal decision, there is absolutely zero benefit that I can see coming from anybody else. I can have friends, I can have companions, and I don't have to be romantically, financially involved with them, right? Or have them in my home or for me to be in their home. No. Fully independent, and I love it. And that includes, adult children. They're on their own. I mean, when I talk about adult kids, my kids are not in their 20s, okay? My kids are starting in their early 30s to almost hitting 40. So my kids are well into advanced adulthood. And so their decisions are theirs, and that's okay. I love them no matter what. I also, no matter how much I love them, will not tolerate mistreatment, abuse, gaslighting, darvo, etc. And especially from my one sibling that I used to have contact with the darvo with her was nonstop because if she was diagnosed, she didn't share, but she's a undiagnosed narcissist, and she didn't like that anybody liked me. Just so bizarre, but okay. Again, I'm very careful now with my selection of who I allow in my inner circle. Friends, family, co-workers, doesn't matter. No one gets automatic access. It's
Yes.
sad. I really thought, and you and I were raised this way too, like family are the ones that are going to be for you. Should be, and if they're not, they chose wrong. You know what I mean? You turned your back on people who truly loved you and supported you, and you chose something else. We all got to deal with our choices, everybody.
Yes, and I grew up with us celebrating with the extended family, aunts, uncles, cousins, and all that. And Yeah, it's just strange. And it's just like the things I've been posting on our group, how things have changed. How back in the 80s everybody was outside and things just looked different back then. And then they show as the years go by how things have changed. And um it's not the same. And oh, I would so go back to have things the way they were because even before cell phones, yeah, it's cool to have a cell phone because something happens, you could call for help in that, but the fact that we're so accessible and tracked and whatnot is nuts, you know. Hello.
So where's the time machine so we can get it? Was it is it machine hot tub or something? What was that called?
What, Back to the Future?
Nuh-uh.
Oh, the
It was
DeLorean.
literally time like no, the time machine hot tub.
Hot Tub Time Machine. That was a movie. Two movies.
Yes. Let's do that. Right?
The hot tub.
Everything was just so much happier and colorful. And I felt like people were more real and like so much less toxic and judgmental. Like, do people have their issues? Of course. People are people. I just feel like with this age of, like you said, AI, cell phones, computers, all these social media platforms, people have gotten more and more entitled, more and more angry, more and more depressed. No color. There's like no color in the world anymore. So sad.
Yeah, it is. So yeah, so moving forward, that as far as I'm concerned, I have mourned the loss of the relationships and uh I wonder, okay, if anything happens to any of them, how would I feel? And I mean, I'm human, I would be upset, but like I said, I already mourned the loss of the relationship. And if things were to ever change, they would have to make the effort because I am way past done making the effort, you know?
Me too.
Hmm. Okay, so sad.
So
Let's
sad.
talk
But
about,
moving on, right? We're moving
yeah,
on.
yeah, moving
We
on.
learned. We've grown, and I'm happier for one. I know you are too. You got to let some stuff go. Moving
Yeah,
on.
yes. And before we forget, because we forgot and we keep forgetting, very important. We hit the 1 year mark on May 6th. So 1,100 and I think like 60 episodes downloaded. We would love to have more. So please support us. We
Yes.
will
Or
probably
come be a
be,
guest. Join us that way too.
yeah, everybody has a story. We can learn from
Everybody
each
has a
other.
story. Yes.
So, yes, here to us.
To us. Chin chin.
Yeah. So, another thing that it's funny, we during the week we'll be like, "Oh, we got to talk about this on the podcast." And then we get to the day and we're like, "Okay, what were we going to talk about?" So, we got to be better at writing stuff down. And one thing I want to talk about is my relationship with birds. It's no bueno. I'm sorry, but I think they're terrorists. And they were trying to build a nest at one of my clients' house right by her front door where her light is. And I was like, well, that's not going to work because we have to go in and out through that door. And if they have the nest there, they're going to be attacking us. So it was the start of a nest, and I removed it, and the freaking birds were stalking me. One had more stuff to bring to the light, and the other one was like the guardian, I guess. And I walked away and I got in the car and I sat and I watched to see if they were going to start again trying to build a nest. And they did. And then I got out of the car and went up there and took down what they put there. And would you believe? So that was like a Friday. By Monday, they had a full nest there. Um,
Yeah,
uh,
they're persistent. When they
yeah,
pick on a place, man, they but you have to keep disrupting it like you've been doing because it's
yeah,
not safe for them and it's not safe for the people.
yeah. So Kevin took it down and put it by the tree, and I don't know whatever happened to it, but thank God they stopped building. But it's just like, come on. And I've got pooped on by one when I was younger riding a bike. That was disgusting. They seemed to poop all over my car. My neighbor who's parked under a tree, his car's frickin' loaded with it. And they come in the garage. And then when they get trapped, they're pooping all over the place. And it's like, get out of here. And um, I've had several where they just fly right at my car and you hear thunk, and I'm like, okay, are they okay or what? And the scary part was, I think it was a freaking hawk, and he just got a little too low. And I was just like, keep going, keep going. But yeah, me and birds. Uh-uh. And apparently you don't have that issue, Snow White.
No, I have complete opposite, which is interesting because, like I told you, one of my daughters had the same situation with, and I've heard this from so many people that they cannot walk by a goose, geese, whatever, and getting charged or threatened by this bird. And where I work, they actually, I told you, there had to be at least a dozen more congregated front lawn because there's a pond right across the street from us. And I do it all the time in the morning, going home, and I even have my police case, it doesn't even bother me at all. They don't even look at me. I just walk on through, and I never. But see, this is the thing. I've never an issue. I remember we were at this one place. Oh, it's gonna be so mad when I tell you this. We were living in Carpentersville at the time, and we had to be there because again, water source. There was a huge lake just across the street, and she went outside, and it was just one, and it chased her. It chased her down, and I didn't see a nest or little babies walking around, so I could kind of see where other goose very protective. Didn't see any of that, but she even said it happened to her job too when she worked over at the care center in is that Elk Grove over there? Not Elk Grove. You know what I'm talking about
Yeah.
over there in that area. Because again, water source. Big pond over there, big pond, lake, if you want to call it. I have birds here. I have never had a bird fly at my car, fly at me, and like where I live, I have this beautiful little patio, lots of trees, and they come over here, and they're so cute. I have such a different relationship with. Um, I'm not exactly sure what that is, because I'm sure there are people that have a relationship, or I should rather say experience, with various kinds of animals, right? There are people that dogs don't like them, or cats don't like them, birds, whatever, horses. Oh my gosh, horses. I love horses. They're scary. They're huge. And I feel like they're easily spooked. And if you're not the kind of person that can maybe have nerves of steel, maybe it shouldn't be around a horse. At least I wouldn't know. I asked you this. The one time we went to Wisconsin with Tammy's family, we went horseback riding. And Tammy's sister was terrified of this horse. And because she was pulling on the rein too tight, the horse started backing up. And of course, she's panicking. And I was just like, again, I've had no issues. Got on the horse, rode the horse. Horse and I had no issues. I mean, I was a little afraid of it just because I'm like, okay, deep breath, nothing's gonna happen, kind of a situation. But I really enjoyed doing that. I would love to do it again. Like I said, they're just very big animals, and I feel like a lot of love and respect needs to go towards them because they could really, if they're not happy with you, they will let you know in uncertain terms, just like birds, right? I wish you had a better experience because I have been on the phone with you when you've been bombarded.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
it's not funny because it's scary. It is. Let's
Mm-hmm.
face it. When you have an animal coming at you, which seemingly is unprovoked, and it happens continuously, you view them as a terrorist. So
Yes, I even
I'm not
call
trying to
them
make light of it.
terrorists.
I do feel sorry for you. I do, or
I
anybody
do.
that's going through that.
I do. I do. I go, you freaking terrorists, because they are. They terrorize me. And you know what? I feel seen because someone else famous, you may not know her, has complained about the same thing, Caitlin Bristow. So I need to reach out to her. Or maybe we need to go on her podcast and talk about this bird stuff.
Maybe.
Yeah. So we just have a couple more minutes. Your friends and neighbors. Oh my God, this last episode, episode 8, season 2. Um, wow, that was something.
I know. And I always watch it as soon as it like drops because I'm usually up in the middle of the night or early morning, and I have to try and like conceal my excitement. But I have to tell you, I'm like, I watched it. I watched it. I can't tell you anything, but I watched it. It was really good. And why was it good? Because of the suspense. And this character, Ash, Owen Ash, and I think I had said, I was really kind of rooting for the implant, like FBI or law enforcement, be, you know, I guess John Hamm's character, and then that his little partner, the girl. I can't think of their names right now, but how
Coop,
they go in and yeah, Coop and who? What's the girl's name?
isn't it
The
Elena?
young, I think it is. And I love that Barney's in on this now. I'm like, I love Barney now.
Barney.
He's down for the excitement, right? And his wife is kind of getting involved. I almost feel like they're all going to get involved at one point. And Mel's having a full on midlife meltdown,
Mm-hmm.
which is kind of as a women we can relate to that as you're going through the change and you know so many hormonal changes and everything. But it's just funny, not funny, when you see this relationship between Coop and Ash because Ash comes across as such a jovial, happy, fun loving, but he really pushes boundaries in very unhealthy ways that we
Mm-hmm.
understand and recognize now as what I think people would call love bombing, which is a
Yes.
huge red flag for women, especially when a guy shows up, gives your children toys, he's in your home without your permission,
Mm-hmm.
without your consent, in terms of didn't let you know, hey, I'm going to swing by, and then there's people in your kitchen cooking.
Yep.
Now, you had said too, oh my gosh, I would love that.
If it
Maybe.
was James Marsden himself.
Maybe, but that's no matter who it is, really unhealthy behavior. And what's interesting is when you see him switch, he flips on a dime with when he's like, "Yeah, you still have my car," and I kind of feel like Coop should have returned that because Coop is kind of a boundary pusher, ignorer too. Um, but it's interesting now to see what happened with yeah. So if you're listening, don't to this, fast forward or check in next time. That taken from the front of his house, but we are like ticking down by the seconds. Do you
Yeah.
want to just say we'll check in later?
Yeah. And then I know we're gonna get cut off. Okay, so we got cut off, which happens because our time goes by really quick. So we were ending with our friends and neighbors. So yeah, if you haven't watched it, you really need to watch it. I mean, season 1 was amazing. And when season 2 came out and they added James Marsden, oh my God, such a hot mess. So yeah, please go and watch Your Friends and Neighbors on Apple TV. If you're a T-Mobile subscriber, um, I was getting it free, but then they raised their rates, and I only pay $3. So I don't know if that's the cost for new people or what, but it's so worth it. And Apple has other good shows on there. Shrinking. Ted Lasso's coming back. Oh, what else is? Oh, Margot Has Money Troubles. They just ended the season finale, and it's coming back. That is good. And then, oh gosh, I can't think of the name, but it's Maya Rudolph is in it, and so is Adam Scott. That's a good one. So yeah, go watch Your Friends and Neighbors. By the time you guys listen to this, it will be Tuesday. So happy Tuesday. And then I just wanted to do a little remembrance. My nephew lost his wife, so that would be my niece-in-law to cancer. So she was amazing. I am very fortunate I got to meet her when my son and I went to Florida, and just too young to be taken away from cancer. It's just really, really upsetting. So, rest in peace, Susan. You will be missed by many. Okay. And happy Tuesday. And hope you enjoyed this show. Please like, subscribe, recommend us to your friends, and leave reviews. And if you have any ideas for show ideas, if you want to be interviewed, if you want me to interview somebody, James Marsden, let us know. All right, signing off. Bye.
We love our scrappy peeps. So thank you all for joining us and becoming part of our flock. So please like, subscribe, and share. And if you don't like us, unfortunately, yo mama. But if you do like us, we look forward to seeing you next time on Two Scrappy Chicks.